Welcome to a video from digitalize.com. In this video I'm going to look at DX Manager from FM Alive. I've just installed it here on my Surface. I actually have the full registered version on my other main music machine, but I'm going to just set this up so I can go through the whole procedure and show you what you can do with it. So I'm going to continue unregistered for now. The reason I'm doing this video is a couple of people asked me in a previous video I showed a MIDI cable, and someone asked me what was that software you're using to manage your FM synths. So the tool I'm using here is DX Manager, and this works with all DX devices. There's other versions for other Yamaha and FM synths, but this one works with DX100, DX7, all the main ones, DX5, and I've got a couple of DX devices hooked up here. I've got a DX100 which is hooked up, and a TX7. And the TX7 is a rack or a desktop module version for the classic DX7. So I'm going to use it with both. So I've just opened it up here, and the first thing you have to do is get it connected up to your MIDI devices. So I've got a USB MIDI cable plugged into the DX100, in and out as well. And then you can tell it what kind of synth you've got. So I'm going to do the DX100 for now, get better sounds out of the TX7, but it's easier just for this demo to use the DX100, but I will try the TX7 as well. So I can OK that, and immediately it detects what you've got connected and brings down the sounds. So as you can see here, it's brought down all the user voices on the 100, and I've got down there. So I could select, let me select the this one. Let's go for synth 1. So I click it on there, and it's actually selected that now on my DX100, so I can play that. And if I double click on it, I've got real-time editing of this. So the DX100 is a 4-operator FM synth. If I was editing the TX7, you'd see the 6 operators on here. So here you can see the algorithm. So FM uses modulators, and you start with carriers and modulators, and you can see which algorithm I'm using. So this is using algorithm 3, which matches the pictures on the top of the DX100 there. You can choose a different algorithm, but what I really like about this is you can do real-time changes on it, and actually something that's really difficult to do on an FM synth because they don't have lots of dials on the front of them, the DX100 and the 7 and the others. In fact, to say the TX7 has no way of manual editing the parameters at all. So on the TX7 you can't do any editing on the device, you've got to do it all through software. But what you can do with software is make changes real time, and they affect the sounds real time. So depending on what I drag around, let's try, perhaps should do operator 1's envelope, and let's make some changes there. You can hear immediately I've affecting that envelope. So you can make real-time effects on this, and of course you can tune the scaling and the detune and everything like that. So I can put that a bit higher. That's only a 3 range on that one. So I could do, so let's say, okay, so I want to modify, say, carrier 4's envelope so it kicks it a bit more slowly. But I'm going to so here you can see that envelope. So I've changed the frequency of the modulation on carrier 4, that one there, and you can hear how it's immediately that envelope is affected if I make the envelope. So you can see you've got real-time hands-on controls over your FM sounds. Something you can't do, let's say on a TX7, or it's hard to do directly by going through loads of parameters. So it makes it really easy to edit the sound. And then I could save that and save it in one of the banks. So I found this really easy. You can actually real-time control it while you're playing back MIDI, so you can actually do sort of the things you would do with an analog synth, and making the sounds change as you're playing them on an analog synth by tweaking the dials. You can tweak it through here, so you can make these real-time changes. You can make these changes real-time, and as your music's playing. So it's great for that sort of real-time editing. So of course what you can do is you can open up another bank. Now these banks that came with it, they're DX7 banks, so I'll find a DX100 bank. So I can change that to Synths, and here we are. Here's some DX100 patches. So I should be able to send one of them down. And there we go. So you can see, I don't even have to copy them down to or load the batch down. I don't have to send anything down to the synth. I can just open them from this editor and send it down. This is quite often what I do. I don't even bother saving it as a preset or as saving it as a memory. I just pick it from here, do the bit I'm recording, and then I can then close this down. So it's a great tool for managing sounds, and of course with something like the DX7, there's millions that you can download, and you want to audition them, and this is a great way of auditioning them without having to copy things down. So that's another great thing. So here you can see with the MIDI monitor, as I'm playing the keys on the DX100, you can see them showing up there. So it's quite useful if you wanted to monitor what's going on your MIDI. So you can see the mod wheels, and even I think the data entry shows up on there as well. But what I want to show you is I've got here the on-screen keyboard. So if you've not got a keyboard connected to your device, you can use this to send MIDI down. So you've got an on-screen keyboard for trying stuff out. You're sending MIDI messages to the keyboard, so you don't have to. So if you've not got a keyboard like TX7, you've not got a device on there, and you can set the velocity as well. So you've got that, and you can also get it to send arpeggios and chords as well. So it's really handy for checking that. In fact, there's a MIDI file player where you can open a MIDI file and actually transmit that to the device as well, which again is a great way of being able to test out the files as you're developing them. So this is a fantastic application for managing your DX. This is the site you need to go to get it, and if you've got a DX and SY, it's definitely worth looking at. Let's just check the price. If because I've already bought mine, but okay, there you go. So it's $20 via PayPal, unlimited updates. It's been updated a few times since I've got it, and it's a great way of managing your DX device, especially an old classic one like the DX100 or TX7. MIDI interface, I've just got a cheap MIDI cable, USB MIDI cable, £15 just to control this, and it's a great way of being able to manage your devices. So thanks for watching this video. You can find out more on our YouTube channel on thedigital lifestyle.com.